Want to know what goes into creating videos that sell literally millions of dollars? Watch today's video. You'll discover all about the creative process. Today I'm excited to be joined by Daniel Harmon. He is the Chief Creative Officer and co-founder of Harmon Brothers. I would love to ask you some questions specifically about the Squatty Potty. How did you come up with such a crazy idea?
So when Squatty Potty came to us, their main problem was they needed to be able to demonstrate the product in a non-gross way. And so we had to come up with a way to have a metaphor for poop. Right. That didn't gross people out. Metaphor. So you need something to kind of remove it from that reality, but at the same time, make it demonstrable enough that people can get it. My brother Jeffrey's also a co-founder of Harmon Brothers. He was thinking, okay, what's something that's like poop but isn't? And he was like, okay, soft serve ice cream. Like that's something everybody loves. He brings that back to the office and I'm like, yeah, I think that can work. And we started brainstorming, how would that work? And then we're like, what would that come out of? And we thought of different things of like, is it some sort of a mechanical soft serve machine that's like in the shape of a man? Is it some sort of an animal? And then it was like, okay, the internet says it's gotta be a unicorn of some kind, right?
What is it? What do you mean the internet says it's got to be? Because unicorns are popular at that moment?
Well, even like unicorns are crazy popular now, right? And the Squatty Potty ad campaign was part of making that push. But even back then, like there was a lot of lore around unicorns being magical creatures.
Right.
Rosanna Pansino has a cooking channel where she did unicorn poop cookies. Wow. That was prior to us, and they were like colorful rainbow cookies.
Right.
And so that's kind of where some of the thought processes was like, okay, let's have a unicorn be a metaphor for the human body. Right. Let's have ice cream be a metaphor for poop. And that was kind of the starting.
All right, I got to ask you, reaction from the client when you first presented that.
So Bobby, the CEO and co-founder of Squatty Potty, was actually always like had a listening ear. He'd seen the work we'd done with Poopery. It was like, oh, I want that done for my brand. And when he approached us, he's like, man, a pooping unicorn. I think he kind of liked it, but then his parents, who were co-founders, were like not necessarily on board. He had a very influential investor that was very much not on board. And so he kind of stepped away from it for a moment when we kind of pitched that idea. Kind of went off and did his own thing. The campaign that he tried didn't work out at all. And he came back, he's like, you know, I'm just gonna trust you guys.
So he said, what do we got to lose, right?
What have we got to lose? Let's just go for it. And then in the creative process, when we sat down with Bobby and with Judy and Bill, all the co-founders of Squatty Potty, in the writing retreat, one of the writers came in with the idea of like, let's put it in a fantasy world. And let's make the main spokesperson not the unicorn itself, but let's make it a prince. And then all of a sudden, the concept made sense. Where before, we had toyed around with the idea of putting a giant Clydesdale type unicorn on the back of like a food truck in the middle of like New York City, where it's off handing ice cream cones to kids, and the pitch man's like a food truck salesman and all this kind of weird stuff. And then I was like, yeah, well, let's make it really cutesy. Let's make it kind of more of a baby unicorn kind of thing, very non-threatening type of thing. And it kind of evolved that way where they all of a sudden got the big picture. Two major points of value of having a retreat where you kind of get away from it all. We literally go outside of the office. We'll go to a cabin in Sundance. The lack of cell phone service already takes away a lot of the distractions, but we collect cell phones even in that. So the number one thing is focus.
Right.
Being able to focus and then just have everybody there in the same room so that everyone is participating, problem solving quickly, and having buy-in. So when you have a client there working with you directly, it's no longer, oh, I'm selling this idea into you.
Right.
It's more like they're bought in, they're part of the process.
Right.
They're able to kind of check you all the way along of like, no, that won't work for our audience, or no, that's incorrect for the brand. And you do all that troubleshooting over the course of just like a couple days.
Any other tips as far as the creative process for anyone who wants to maybe try to do something like this?
I'm always a big advocate for having diverse perspectives. If you're creating for a particular type of audience, the people that are coming up with the concepts, it's really good if they actually are part of that audience. So if you're making a concept that needs to play to young moms, then it's really good to have writers that are young moms, you know? Or if you need to play to a much older retiree demographic, then it's really good to get that perspective as well. But then you want to hit it from multiple angles. If you get diverse perspectives, then you get real nuggets of creativity that you wouldn't otherwise.
Daniel, I know you have a university. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so it's HarmonBrothersUniversity.com, and there we've opened up our entire playbook, all our secrets for how to write ads that sell, how to make your ads funny. We get way more leads than we can ever service. So we want to teach other people to be able to do it at a much smaller scale because the principles hold over regardless of the budget.
There's a cool video right here where you can check out more about his Harmon Brothers University. This guy knows what he's talking about. Check it out.